In any other part of your life, effort equals reward. You study, you pass, you sweat, you build muscle, you work overtime, you get time and a half. But the market is the only place on earth where your hard work will actively bankrupt you. Most traders are not failing because they lack information. They are failing because they are trying to conquer the water instead of becoming the reflection. If you have been trading for years and your equity curve is still a flat line, you aren't missing a strategy. You're missing a mirror. You think you are moving forward because you're learning new indicators and complex theories. But you're just running faster inside a cage of your own making. This is why most traders never escape the beginner phase. Not because they aren't smart enough, but because they are too smart for their own good. Let's begin. Reason 1. Infinite learning. Most traders are not failing because they lack information. They are failing because they are trapped in a loop of fake progress. Think back to your first month in the markets. You learned what a candlestick was. You learned about support and resistance. You felt the rush of your first winning trade. In that moment, your brain mapped out a trajectory. If I just learn more, I will earn more. 3 years later, you are in the exact same spot. Different indicators, perhaps. A different guru in your ear. A different Discord community. And your equity curve? It looks like a heart rate monitor output. The beginner phase in trading isn't defined by how much you know. It's defined by a specific neurological trap. The belief that trading is a problem to be solved with more intelligence. In the real world, if you are smart and work hard, you win. In the markets, your intelligence is often your greatest liability. You aren't stuck because you haven't found the right strategy. You are stuck because you are still trying to beat a system that can only be joined. Reason 2. Strategy hopping. Why do you keep switching strategies? It's because of the strategy carousel. When a strategy hits a losing streak, which every strategy in history does, the beginner interprets this as a broken system. Their ego cannot handle the uncertainty of a probabilistic outcome. So they seek the hit of dopamine that comes with a new discovery, a new indicator, a new secret institutional concept. For 2 weeks, you'll feel like a genius again. This is the aha moment. It feels like progress, but it's actually a lateral move. You are moving sideways, not up. To escape the beginner phase, you must realize that mastery is not the accumulation of new secrets. It is the bored endurance of known truths. The successful traders are not looking for new ways to trade. They are looking for ways to stop themselves from interfering with the simple way they already trade. Reason 3. Control. We are biologically wired to seek control. From the moment we are born, we learn that if we cry, we get fed. If we study, we pass. If we work overtime, we get a bonus. Then you enter the market. You do your analysis. You spend 4 hours charting. You execute a perfect trade. And it hits your stop loss in 3 minutes. The beginner's reaction is to get angry. They feel the market owed them for their effort. This is the effort-result fallacy. In trading, there is zero correlation between how hard you work on a specific trade and that trade's outcome. The professional trader accepts a fundamental truth that the beginner spends years fighting. You have 100% control over your process and 0% control over the outcome. The beginner phase ends the moment you stop trying to predict what will happen next and start preparing for whatever happens next. Reason 4. Emotions. Let's talk about the emotions of a rookie trader. He looks at a trade and asks, "How much can I make?" A professional looks at a trade and asks, how much can I lose and still be okay for the next 100 trades? The beginner phase is characterized by high-impact emotional events. One win makes you feel like a king. One loss makes you feel like a failure. This volatility of the soul is what leads to revenge trading. You want your money back from the market as if the market has a memory of you. It doesn't. The market doesn't know you exist. To escape the loop, you must shift from point A to point B thinking to the law of large numbers. If you have an edge with a 60% win rate, any single trade is essentially a coin flip. Why would you ever get emotional over a coin flip? The professional trader is a casino owner. The beginner is the gambler at the slot machine, praying for a miracle. The professional knows that over 1,000 spins, the house always wins. They aren't trading the market. They are trading their own discipline to stay in the game long enough for the math to work. Reason 5. The ego. The hardest part of trading isn't the charts. It's the ego. To be a successful trader, you have to be comfortable being wrong 5 times a day. For a high-achieving person, the type of person usually drawn to trading, being wrong feels like a threat to their identity. The beginner protects their ego by moving stop losses. It'll bounce back. I know I'm right. Averaging down, doubling down on a mistake to prove a point. Hesitation. Not taking a valid signal because the last one lost. You must kill the part of you that needs to be right. In the market, you can be right and go broke, or you can be wrong and get rich. The beginner phase ends when I am wrong no longer feels like I am a failure. It simply feels like the market is doing something else at the moment. Reason 6. Discipline. If you look at the desk of a beginner, it's chaotic. 6 monitors, news feeds, Twitter open, 10 indicators. If you look at the desk of a veteran, it's often disturbingly empty. Escaping the beginner phase requires a transition from complexity to subtraction. You don't need more tools. You need fewer distractions. You need a rules-based environment. I only trade between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. I only risk 1% per trade. If I lose 2 trades, I close the laptop. The beginner hates rules because rules feel like a cage. But in the market, an environment of infinite freedom, rules are the only thing that keeps you from falling into the abyss. Freedom without structure is just a slow-motion car crash. Reason 7. Boredom. So, why do beginner traders never escape? Because the exit door from the beginner phase is labeled boredom. Most people enter trading for excitement, for freedom, for the hustle. But profitable trading is incredibly boring. It is waiting for hours for a specific setup, executing it without emotion, and then walking away, regardless of the result. Most traders would rather be excited and losing than bored and winning. If you want to escape the loop, you must stop looking for the secret to the markets and start looking for the leaks in your own character. The market is a mirror. It will find your impatience, your greed, your need for validation, and your lack of discipline. And it will use them to take your money. The professional traders didn't find a better indicator. They found a better version of themselves. Next time you sit at your charts, don't ask what the market is going to do today. Ask who you are going to be today. Are you going to be the gambler chasing the ghost of a big win? Or are you going to be the professional executing a plan with the cold indifference of a machine? The choice is yours. And that choice is the only thing that will set you free or keep you caged.